Hello and welcome everyone to part 52 of the Empire Total War Great Britain Darthmod Let's Play. We continue fighting the battle where we left off at the end of part 51, and I should say, yes, apologies for the recklessness of that attack on that fort. I was eager to finish off the war in India, too eager, and as a result that fort battle ended in the destruction of many a well-trained man. That army will be reformed. As many of you said, the veterancy is lost, which I do appreciate. And I wasn't being reckless because I wanted, because I'm bored of the Indian Wars. I just kind of wanted to make an aggressive move. But as many of you said, I had plenty of opportunities in that battle to obviously make the right move, which was surrounding the fort and encircling it, and then being able to take out the mortars with some infantry. And I, looking at it, obviously it's quite a blatantly obvious thing to do. But obviously in my reckless rush, I just ploughed into the front like an unschooled general of his day. So my apologies for that. Because, as many of you said, I had a rather good battle before, and then sort of cocked it up just a smidge in that fort battle. So my apologies for killing many a good man. Hopefully I'll not repeat that. It's been very foggy and misty down here, and I'm trying to see where all the enemies coming up from. And we've got camel gunners up here, which actually my light dragoons are actually doing a number on. So we've got reinforcements coming in from over here. And the unfortunate thing is that my dragoons don't really think too cleverly about where they're firing. They'll just fire through their friends. If they'll ever form up again. But at least I have a potent threat kind of counter to the camel gunners now, which I'm going to need to form square with this unit for. Camel nomads, come on, reload, and then we can fire on these ruddy nomads once and for all. Because they're going to fire at us, but thankfully I field a lot more than they do. Just need to pull back with them. Over here, being all foggy is absolutely horrible trying to maneuver units through around like this. I'm going to finally bring my cavalry up over here. Just really push them around. Don't know where the enemy is going to, which is why my lines are quite badly formed up at the moment. Let's try and form them up like so. Try and bring some troops around. We've pulled around a bit too sharply here. Because we've already lost that unit of infantry, which is not good, and we're going to lose those dragoons if I'm not careful. We've got those camel gunners. Cavalry pull back, light dragoons pull back. It's the first outing for them. These guys are broken by camel gunner assault. Let's get my light dragoons back so that they can be reloading. The Zamindari horsemen coming in, trying to form square with my next unit now. Just in time, probably not completely in time for all of them. Cannons, if you can fire here, that would be amazing. And those camel gunners have indeed now been killed, which means that my cavalry can come out on the flanks here, which is where I initially wanted to put them. Zamindari horsemen are shattered and gone. My cavalry over here can pull on up, and we can finally flank a charge into these guys. I've gone the long way around with the cavalry there, just because it seems so random with all my men forming up. And the line infantry, I really need to get these guys facing the way the enemy is. So let's pull them around like so, even if they are in big wedges. Forming up with the dragoons over here now, and we should be able to bring down the levy as they come towards us. Musketeers here are about to be charged by my cavalry here, which are tired, but we're going to swoop in with them. Send 2 units against the Hindu musketeers. Well, that's really going to hurt. Putting back with that unit to flank round with these guys. Oh no, howitzers! Do not do that. Do not do that to my lovely cavalry. In fact, we're going to get these guys to stop because my cavalry's just charged in here. In come the lifeguards. Really tear through the ranks of these guys. We've got mass routing going on. Going to finish the enemy off here. We'll take them off fire at will, so they just engage in melee to finish off as many of the enemy as possible. These guys are broken now to the sheer charge power of my cavalry. Not the prettiest battle in the world, but with it all foggy, it's actually quite difficult to see where you're going. Early precursors to, obviously, like Rome's line of sight system. Throw in loads of fog and then you can't see a thing. Bring in all my cavalry. Take out these musketeers. And there we go. Enemy is completely broken and shattered. And we can end the battle there. Heroic victory. Smashing the Mughal forces here, and I'm hoping that in this part we can, once and for all, finish them off. But don't worry, I will not be as reckless as I was in part 51 with that assault. I'm going to make sure I have plenty of men to do so. And yes, we've pretty much destroyed that entire force, and it has in fact fallen completely. And they're now pulling back, and this army can actually now push up and attack the next unit up here. Which is probably going to get these guys in as reinforcements, but no. You know, I'm going to fight this myself, because if I auto-resolve it, that cannon's going to take out a lot more men than I can, and I just need to flank around with cavalry. So, be right back. And there we have it. The cannon actually managed to get one lucky kind of, well, shot off. But there we go. Bit of friendly fire from the old light dragoons too, but we finished them, and that would have probably been 100 or so had I let the AI fight that itself. Let's give it a bit of a replenish there. We've got so much money, it's insane. Got my next army coming up here to attack Hindustan. I'm going to be attacking it with one army here. Obviously this army too. Can hit it in, unfortunately, 2 turns, but maybe more direct if we go through that way. Got one army coming up. These guys, I'm just worried about all these forces here. We need to recruit more troops here. Well, let's give them a general anyway. And they've got their puckle guns. Let's give them some artillery. Actually, no, they don't. They've got their puckle guns. They don't need any artillery. Let's just give them some cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a couple light dragoon. Let's give them 2 light dragoons, though. There we go. That'll be fine. We're gonna upgrade this. Yep. Upgrade that. Upgrade that. Upgrade that. Plenty of money incoming. How is this army doing here? They are all replenishing. So we've got this army to worry about over here, and obviously that one. So we don't want to go against either of those just yet. Replenishing up, replenishing up. Again, that's another reason why I want to finish off the Mughals now, because then they can't send any more forces against me. This is all that's left of that army, and I want to pull them back, but they're just going to have to hold up here. I have a feeling they will be killed, though, unfortunately. Let's just check where everybody is. Okay, so that's those guys there. Right, I think that's all I can do there, to be honest. They've got a little force here that they're just raiding through all my crap. Let's give them a unit of militia just in case worse comes to worse. Don't need to upgrade the dry dock there. Let's go to Europe. Let's get those 33rd foot back, the Royal Welsh Fusiliers. Let's get the Brunswickers back. My navy. We can get a second-rate ship of the line. So what have we actually got here? We've got loads of 4th rates. Let's throw in a few second rates. I'm going to take 2 turns to build. And once I can upgrade to the, was it not the naval hospital, the steam dry dock rather, then we can get HMS Victory. And that includes Admiral's first rates and heavy first rates and the like, which we can then challenge France with. Where is their first rate? Should be here somewhere. They're all 5th rates here, so their first rate must be somewhere else. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, there they are. And that's where they've actually got it. That's where they've got their naval hospital, which allows them to build all those. 5th rate, second, and then 2 firsts. So if we could punch and take them out there, then we'd be okay. And again, France is looking like our target. Somebody suggested whether I see if I can make an alliance with Spain or France against Spain, but the chance of that happening, France is minus 405, and Spain is minus 256 rather. Could request an alliance, but no. They would rather die than do that. I wonder if I can get trade with Russia though. Nope. What about France? Nope. Okay. I'm not even going to try and push that. Genoa, let's just... No, Italian state. Oh, Persia. Very friendly. Let's get some trade. Let's use them as a buffer. And a military alliance. You know what, actually, some of you did say, why not keep Persia as a buffer between yourself and the Ottomans, so, you know what, yeah, that means everything is secure in India, and I can quite happily leave. So, with that done, we should have even more money incoming. We've got 40,000 incoming. So we've been upgrading lots of things. So, we now have the economy to do whatever we want, basically, to launch those attacks. After all this time, we can now go for the full invasion that we need everywhere else, and we can challenge France with naval supremacy once I build up those few units. So let's end the turn and see what the Mughals do. This is going to this will decide basically what happens in India, whether I can hopefully finish them off this turn. And again, when I kind of see the end in sight for killing off a certain faction, that's when I get excited, which is, again, explains my actions for part 51. I won't completely apologise for it, because sometimes you do have to be reckless, and you do have to risk it. But my actual tactics in that fort battle should have been better, rather than just attacking in one front. Come on, Lionheart. Flanken Sie. It's just my loathe of fort battles probably got the best of me. But anyway, I won't make any more excuses, because at the end of the day, I made those decisions, and those men's losses will have to I'll have to live with them for the rest of my days as an armchair general, or until I build a new army and forget about them, which will probably be what happens. No, they'll never be forgotten. Their brave assault, their brave and reckless assault. Persia now pulling back with its forces, which is good. We can pull back there as well. Don't need to worry about them anymore. We are at peace. And the Mughals, though, I am wondering what they're doing. It looks like they're going to come back to defend Hindustan, which is not good, because it means I've now got to deal with these 3 more stacks that they have, which means the war will not be over unless I can skirt around the edges of the empire and do it soon, but now I can't because there's definitely an army in front of them. I can attack them though, I'll just have to face their reinforcements, and if I can kill enough of them, it may well mean that I can assault them the next time with another army. But there's room for at least one more scrap, one more big push and engagement. And they're just going to go around and wreck all my stuff. I can't wait until I finish them off. And then they'll be mine. And we have another missionary in Kashmir. Huzzah. And apologies about that, I accidentally went off the edge of the screen and had to reload the game, which unfortunately meant I had to end the turn again, which means I don't spawn a minister this time, which is very upsetting. So I don't even get my minister, he is now dead, he's gone. Can't push up with this puckle gun, unfortunately. This army here I'm going to have to watch out for, because I can't attack. If I attack the fort, they are going to come in as reinforcements. If I attack them, they're probably going to come in as reinforcements. But I can bring these guys. They are replenishing. We're going to bring them to here. Oh, why are we blocked? An enemy on the bridge. Okay, well let's see about attacking these guys here with my current army. They'll be met by the reinforcements. We'll meet the army there, and they're going to be deployed facing the reinforcements from Hindustan. If we can take them all out, that means Hindustan doesn't have any extra help in its garrison. So let's fight this battle and bring it down. Also very excited because I've just found out that perhaps my favourite game of all time has just been released on Steam, which is Final Fantasy VIII, and in that game is in fact the reason why I called myself Lionheart. X10-bit was just because somebody already had the name Lionheart on YouTube, but the reason why I call myself Lionheart is not after the great king, of the Crusades, although that probably is in reference to why the item I've named myself after is called the Lionheart. Yes, Final Fantasy VIII, there is an ultimate weapon in there called Lionheart, and it has a kind of a special ability, sort of finishing move called the Lionheart Limit Break, and it does just so much damage, it's amazing. But yeah, that's why I named myself Lionheart, and that game's just come out on Steam, so purchased, and I'll be playing that sometime. Won't be doing a let's play of that anytime soon though, because that will take a while, but maybe I'll show you some favourite moments from it, or maybe I'll live stream at some point. I will be live streaming again. I was actually going to plan on live streaming a lot sooner, but had some kind of technical difficulties, so more on that soon. And also, I need to do some more recording because I know you guys are desperate for Third Age, and I still haven't had time to sit down and get more of that recorded. But bear with me, and it shall hopefully be plenty of Third Age in the next few days, because I know you guys really want it. And I really want to record it. Bring my cavalry up there, the auxiliaries over on the other side. Spread out nicely. No artillery to worry about. Going to see if we can push forward all the way up here though. I've just seen how much cav the enemy, or rather how spread the enemy is with their cav over here. Pushing quite far, just to get out of this little ditch that we're in. And I'm going to push up with my cavalry all the way up over here. It really does extend quite a bit, this map. So I'm going to have to watch my units probably pull them back at a moment, but I think actually my men are going to be able to get into formation just at the right time, and they've got a lot better vantage of what's going on then. I need to watch the cavalry up here, this is where I'm going to manage first. Bring them around, let them fire a little bit. Obviously if I can destroy as many of these guys as possible now, it really does make my life easier taking Hindustan, because if I can, I'll just kind of siege them out for a few turns before I attack their fort. But if I do go in and attack their fort, it will not be in the same manner that I attacked their fort in part 51. Be completely surrounded and then charge in. They have a lot of cavalry here as well, so I'm watching them. Pushing up with the infantry. I have infantry spread all along here, and the cavalry, enemy cav, is just starting to kind of think about coming towards us. So I'm just going to push forward the tiniest bit more, which actually is quite a lot, to be honest, and start spreading around on this side with the rest of my infantry, rest of my cavalry. I'm going to continue to run up here, because we need to get them into formation before we can push with them. Bring my general up to here, and we're going to start being attacked by the camel nomads as we form up here. I'm going to form up 2 squares here, and in fact make it a 3rd square. Push around with these 2 units as well, and flank around with my auxiliaries here to take out the units on the wall. Thankfully we've had plenty of time to get these guys into square before the camel nomads decide to try and have a crack. Trying to breach my lines. We have infantry obviously coming in as well now. Swinging these guys around even further now. Get everybody into a good position to do plenty of damage. They brought up their artillery here, which I don't think obviously they meant to do. And we're firing at the camel nomads here, which will waver and break them. I'm going to flank round these guys, hammer and anvil strike with the auxiliary. Charge in from one side, take the fire at will off. While we flank round with this unit to hit them in the back. This guy's going to pin them in the front. And we can secure this front here. Get right behind them before we go in for the charge, because my cavalry's filtered through quite nicely. This unit's already broken, the bowman. And now we're going to charge in there. We've had enemy cavalry crash into our lines over here, but we're pushing them back. But I'm going to form square with 3 units to push these guys back here. These guys can come out of square now. These guys need to stay. My cavalry crashing in against these guys now. Not as well as I'd hoped, because my cavalry's kind of enveloped the enemy. We're going to pull back with them, those that have been there long enough, so that we can get a proper charge off with them in the flanks. Against these guys, they'll filter out nicely. My cavalry can continue pushing forward. These 2 units, let's give them a better angle coming around from this side. I'm pushing back the cavalry and camel nomads now as well. I've got this random unit of infantry back here. And descend with my cavalry in here. Cause a lot of chaos and confusion among the enemy ranks. And we're now going to charge these guys in the back, because my auxiliary are holding them from the front. The rest of them should be able to come in quite nicely. Just going to watch that cavalry as they charge on in. Have to watch out for the not the camels, the elephants rather. Keep these guys all in square against these certain enemies they're facing. Slide down and whack these guys with my cavalry. Try not to take too much friendly fire. Charge these guys on the wall. Just watching these elephants here. I don't think I can really get another unit over to do much damage. Charge this unit down here now though at the last minute. These guys are going for a good charge. Pull that unit out. And over here, have we beaten that unit back yet? No, we haven't. We need to do more charges because I'm losing a lot of these guys. But this is keeping that flank busy for now. We'll pull back with both of them. Probably let them have a chance to fire in at the enemy. Pull back with the cavalry here. Pull both units back, along with these 2. Let's charge them on into these guys once more. And they're going to fire as they go on in. Tomahawks ready. And they're shaken, they're tired, and this final charge will hopefully finish them off. We can now start pushing up. Get these guys out of square. Against the remaining enemy. Go against these guys up against the wall once more. Make sure they go down. Charged in over here. Oh, against... That's not a good idea. Against the General's bodyguard. Let's get them fire at will back on. These guys back up here, then they'll make quick work of the General's bodyguard. Let's get my auxiliary out of there very quickly. Push up with my infantry on this side. We've got the enemy enveloped, and they've just managed to fire something off with an artillery piece there. And we're going to push. We're going to push in with all these guys now. Pull one of these units of cavalry off here. Charge these guys in the back. Finish that general off very shortly. Cavalry's charging against this unit on the wall. Pull them both back now. Chase off some broken units, and obviously because my infantry's coming in to help out. Last few units are being heavily encircled. That general is now down from my auxiliary. They're shattered. Cavalry have managed to break these guys here. Break the Islamic swordsman now as well, with a thorough charge. Chase down some of the routing units there. Cavalry on the case, and we're just going to continue a little bit longer to kill as many of these guys as possible, because they're all going to run towards my infantry to try and escape. Another enemy general down, whereas these guys can be picked off by my cavalry, which is just out of the range of all the infantry, but can have a fantastically fun time killing everyone. My tribal auxiliaries are firing at will, otherwise they're going to kill everyone. Get that unit over there, these guys after that one. And the majority of units are now being mopped up by my troops, which hopefully will mean that Hindustan will be open for conquest, open for slaughter. Very few units left alive now. That's the last couple being cleared up. Is that one gone? And just this one over here. There's just two of them left. A decisive victory indeed. Very happy with that. Looks like it will be part 53 that decides the fate of India and finishes them off. There are only 743 lost, and we've managed to clear up all but 250 of the enemy. And they're now pulling back. And in fact, we can push straight onto the fort once more. Seems very familiar. We are going to have those guys reinforcing, which I assume are from over there. And what's left of them coming in from there. It's just annoying because those units normally I could have quite easily. Assume the fort is still going to be quite badly damaged, but we will flank round to take them out. See if they'll take us to demand surrender, but I'm going to continue the siege, and I'm also going to attack here first before I do anything else. And you know what, I'm actually going to risk this auto-resolve. Yeah, I'll take that. They can run away. Can't bring these guys in. That has eliminated some of the reinforcements, which actually it looks like we could probably get away with a cheeky auto-resolve there, but I'm going to get my reinforcements now coming in. So it really will all end next time. You'll get to see this battle. We will take out Hindustan. This time I return with many a force. We will bring them down and avenge those that were recklessly lost in part 51. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this part. Please do remember to comment, rate, subscribe. Feel free to share the video if you enjoyed it, and if you want to join the Pride, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Ciao for now.